to Casa Fuzetta, the House of Stories, with me, Tara.
And me, Kate.
In 2024, Condé Nast Traveler named Casa Fuzetta one of the best yoga retreats in the world.
In Season 2, we're taking a deep dive into life and energy at Casa Fuzetta.
In our last episode, we met with Sanne, our favourite local yoga teacher, massage therapist, and the most beautiful voice for guided meditations.
Actually, being in one of Sanne's meditations is like being verbally caressed with velvet. I think it's exactly how you said it. And in our next episode, you can experience this for yourself with the wonderful full moon Soundbath that she co-led during the February workations.
But first, I thought you would enjoy hearing how Johnny came to the world of soundbaths. It's not quite the journey you might expect. Enjoy!
But you will enjoy.
We are at Casa Fuzetta on a full moon night just before Johnny and Sanne are going to do a sound bath. I know that it will be amazing because they always are amazing. And because we had a little bit of time, I wanted to take the opportunity to have a few words with Johnny because actually no one's heard from Johnny, but people who have been to the house love his sound baths. Each one is always very different. So I thought we should take the opportunity to find out a little bit more about Johnny and about the experiences or his perspective of the experience of giving a sound bath. Johnny, you tell me, how do we describe what you do with a sound bath?
So, hello Tara. It's always a pleasure to be here in this house with you as well, hosting a retreat or workation. It's always a pleasure to be with you in the room because you talk so high of me. So it's always...
We all like that.
Okay, my ego feels nice, okay?
Very good.
But yeah, thank you also for the opportunities and of coming here and also recommending me to your retreat leaders that come to Casa Fuzetta. It's always different experiences that I give to them and also they give to me, because this is for me a very sacred experience of exchange of energy. It's not just playing one ball or a gong. For me, it's a whole situation where you exchange energy with the group, with the room, with the day, and as you mentioned, this is like a full moon.
All sorts of things might happen.
Yes, and I'm always like, okay, expect nothing, but trust everything. That's always what I said. Never come with an expectation that the sound bath will be like this, because otherwise you will have a conditioned perspective or expectation,
yeah.
And the energy will not flow the same way, because this is important that everyone is open, as I am, as the instruments are open to give and to receive with this exchange.
Yeah.
So it's for me it's always very special to host these sessions, either retreats or workations as you are offering right now, or my private sessions as I work with sound. Every time I work with it I feel very blessed because it changed me and it changes people, and it's really important, this kind of, for the world, because everything is vibration. We are all coming from source. That source is vibration, it's frequency. Everything is making sound even though we don't hear it with our physical ears, but everything is in constant vibration. And this is what it does, it's give you or attune you into some higher vibrations. It's important. Yeah, it's important.
And how did you start on this journey? When did you start? Yeah.
Okay, I started as a musician when I was 16. I taught myself how to play the guitar and sing after I listened to Nirvana.
How apt.
Yes, so it's a completely different
style. Yes.
Style. And I was playing with this person that I was saying, someday I will write a book maybe. And the person said, yes, from Nirvana to Nirvana. Said, exactly. Yes, yeah. That's a great title for a book.
Very good title.
Yes.
Love
maybe
that.
someday it will happen, I don't know. But Yeah, I started when I was 16, listened to Nirvana. I felt really, I want to learn how to play the guitar and sing. I want to express myself. And I didn't know how to play the guitar. Back then, we didn't have the resources we have today with the digital era that we have now. Everything is so easy to find. And back then, I would have, imagine, okay, internet was starting, but it was like that cable that you plugged into your
the
landline and the page
the modem
and the page would come very slowly in the screen, and I want the tab, I want this tab, and I want to check it, and it was like a nightmare.
I'm older than you. I remember those days.
You remember those days. It's when we go back to that, it's like, whoa, we came along. Technology today, it's so easy to have access to information. Everyone can learn really easy to play an instrument if they want to be taught over the internet or with someone. But I always suggest, okay, you pick up an instrument and you explore it like a kid.
Yeah.
With fun. You have to approach the instrument with fun. It has to be fun, not something heavy. Just listen to the instrument, hear what it has to say, feel it. And when I was 16, I didn't have that perception. I was just, I want to play. So I would, like I said, I would go to the internet and try to print some sheets, like some musical sheets. I would try to figure out how to play to put the fingers in the guitar. And I would see a lot of videos from Nirvana, and then, okay, he's doing like this, so I can. So it was a trial and error thing. Yeah, and then I formed a band with my neighbors and my childhood friends. One was a drummer already.
Okay.
And the other one, he loved drumming, but the other one had a drum kit from his brother that already played. And this one, he was like, okay, so I will learn the bass. So we will be a trio. And then they also picked it up by themselves. So we all...
You're all self-taught?
Yes.
And do you all still play together?
No, but sometimes I think about it. Sometimes I'm like...
You have to bring the band back together again.
Yes, but I cannot scream as loud as I used to. Back then I was like, I don't care, I just scream. If I cannot hit the note, I'll just scream that note. And if I'm not in tune, I don't care. It was like that grungy style, punk rock style Nirvana had. We don't care about anything, we just want to...
It's quite difficult to imagine a more sort of polar opposite to what you do now.
But everything was very gradual, Then I had the band, and then I started to play solo. Then I was becoming a little bit more mellow, and then I was discovering singer-songwriters. And because I used to play in bars and restaurants, in the end it was restaurants, but I used to play in a lot of those kind of venues for entertainment. I was like an entertainment musician. But I always kept with music all the time, even though I went to the university, but I didn't finish my course. I went to Faro to take a tourism course.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but my mind was always on music, and I was like, I cannot be here. This is not for me.
That is not for you. You knew early on that wasn't for you.
It's not resonating. Yeah, so I decided, but it took me 5 years to decide that. Like, 5 years to say, because I wasn't living in my parents' expectations.
Yes, we all have to manage our way through those.
Yes, so I was like, I don't want to disappoint them, but this is not working for me.
I have to be true to myself.
Yes, so it took 5 years for me to say, no, enough is enough. I want to just follow music. And that's what I did in the end. And then, yes, like I said, I got bands. And then one day I was playing in a festival in Lagoa, in Sítio das Fontes. And there was like a stall there with singing bowls. And I was like, what's this? And then it was the size of that singing bowl I have there, really small one. And actually it was a machine made. It was not a...
hand forged.
Yes, nothing like that. It was just a machine made one, red one with a symbol. And I was like, I played it, and I was like, whoa, what's this? There is something awakened in me, and a curiosity to know more about that. So I bought that bowl, took it with me, and then I started to do more research about it. And then I got another bowl, and then another bowl. And then...
Now you need the car to bring the bowls to Casa Fuzetta.
Now I need a bigger car now, because I have a big set of things. But then one friend of mine, she was a yoga teacher, and she, don't you want to join me for a session here in Sítio das Fontes, because it's like a natural park we have in Lagoa. And I said, yeah, why not? With the balls I had, I just went and played it. And I felt, yeah, this is what I want to do. I want to do more with this. But I didn't know what to expect because I was playing guitar as a musician in bars and restaurants. So I didn't know what would happen. I said, yeah, but okay, I'm going to keep doing my thing. Although I wasn't happier anymore with doing that kind of work in bars and restaurants. It wasn't for me anymore. But I said to myself, like, okay, I'm just gonna keep doing this for a little while longer so I can have the resources to buy more instruments. So every summer I would play the whole season. But then in the end of summer I would buy more instruments. And I also took a course on singing bowl massage on the body. Yes.
Okay.
So that's when I also started with the singing bowls. Eventually I discovered a whole new range of instruments. I was like, no, I want this, I want that, I want to explore that.
And actually, next year, we've got our friends. I don't know that we've introduced you to our friends Heather and Gabriella.
Yes.
Did
that bowl
It's
is
from
from
them?
them. I created with them, yes.
Oh, you did create it with
Yes,
them? Oh, so
yes.
yes, because for the benefit of anyone listening or interested in sound bowls, we have some amazing friends called Heather and Gabriella, and I think their Instagram is Resounding Earth. I'll share it in the,
Yes, yes.
show notes. And you can do retreats with them where they'll teach you or guide you into forging your own sound bowl for your own sound.
Yes.
And that's pretty... I haven't done it yet, actually.
It's
but
nice, it's very
amazing.
nice.
They've made some bowls for us. And in fact, one of their students made the Casa Fuzetta bowl for us. So that's supposed to represent the sound of the house. And then Todd commissioned them to make a bowl for us for our 25th wedding anniversary.
Okay, nice.
Which scarily is coming up to 5 years ago. Who knows what we should commission for our 30th wedding anniversary. Maybe there's another bowl.
A gong, make a gong.
Oh,
Make a gong.
A gong.
Yes, that's
Okay.
what I would like to learn with them, to make a gong. One day I would like to make my own gong.
And they also make I don't know what you would call it, tubular bell,
Yes, a tubular bell. Yes,
where
yes.
the sound, is it that the sound then goes into the earth? I think that's the idea of it. Yeah, so
yeah, that
there's-
one I created with them. It was really nice. It was a 2-day workshop. It wasn't retreat. It was just like a workshop. They came to Vila Moura to a friend's house, and then that friend of mine, she just sent me a message. Oh, this is happening here in my house. Do you want to come? I said, yes, of course. I want to learn. Yes.
And you didn't know that Heather and Gabriella were
I think
friends of
I knew that you already introduced me to their concept and the page, and then I checked it. I said, yeah, that's nice, and they were like,
so they will be here with us next May. So we'll
Nice.
definitely have to have a big artistic collaboration
nice.
next May. That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
And just before we wrap up, I'd love to get your perspective and sense of creating, channeling the sound baths, whether it's at the moment we're sitting in the entrance hall because we've got at least 12 people who have asked to be here, so we need to be down here for the space to accommodate it, but the acoustics are pretty good. But then sometimes we also go into the meditation room. And I was sharing with Sanne in the other podcast recording that we did how I have heard from people who tuned in to the sound baths that you did during COVID, because you guys very sweetly came here to keep the energy alive when none of us could be here. But hundreds and hundreds of people tuned in, which was extraordinary because we certainly couldn't accommodate that many people in the meditation room. I'm not sure we could have accommodated that many people in the house. But you guys were doing that, and it really connected with people.
Yeah, yes.
But how did it feel for you?
That's the thing, the benefit of the online thing, and that you can also do this and share with people all over the world. And yeah, when you asked us to do that, I said, yes, let's do it. For me, it's always, I'm very perfectionist with the sound.
Apologies for my dodgy recordings, but my good equipment has blown up, so we're on our little Rode mics today.
The last time we tried to, we checked it, everything was nice. You were a great technician as well. No, you don't need to apologize for anything, but I'm like with the frequencies that have to go through, and for people to listen, to receive that, for me, it's a big responsibility. In COVID times also, I was seeing everyone immediately starting to offer a lot of stuff online, and I was like, no, I don't have the resources to do it, because my phone back then wasn't very good, and I needed to deliver those frequencies really nicely, because you cannot just deliver them with noises and stuff. So for me, that is a challenging part, because I like everything to be perfect in what people get from. But everyone will receive whatever it's meant to receive. But I like to, on my end, I like to have everything very structured. So here we also would check with Sanne, but I would have to let go as well, okay, because it was just with one phone. I was like, okay, I learned that now leave perfectionism alone. You don't have a lot of microphones, you just have this phone, and you will do it the best you can. And then you trust. That's
always been my mantra for the house.
Yes.
My mantra for the house is trust.
Trust, and it will be as it should be, and it will be okay. It will be fine. And actually, it was pretty good with the sound. I was happy with it.
From my side, because I was listening from London, and it was very much an experiment from all of us.
From all of us, yeah. New thing.
And I wasn't sure how it would work, and whether it would work in the course. But the moment you started playing, I was straight into the meditation room. I immediately felt the energetic connection to the house.
Yes.
And I don't know how many hundreds or even thousands of miles away we were, but we were just straight in there. It was magical.
And that's the beauty of sound and energy, because it doesn't know any barrier of time or space. It just hits you and takes you wherever it needs to take you. And that's the beauty of it. For my work, as I work, I just channel the frequencies that I should give. And you will go wherever you need to go, whatever part of your life you are at, you will receive exactly what you need to receive. But for that, you also need to be very open to, okay, I will surrender to this, I will just stay here, because for some people, sometimes it's difficult to just stay in one place for 1 hour and a half. That's the challenge that they need to have, because their mind goes, and with sound just disarms you and just shows you what you need to see, or gives you what you need to receive. And the online work for me, I think, I started, the first ones I did was here for Casa Fuzetta, and then I started to do also my own sound baths, because then I perfected the
the sound recordings.
To get all the technical stuff that I needed, the new phone, the interfaces and everything. And then I started to give full moon sound baths and new moons. So it was amazing. The feedback that people would give, it was like amazing. So I was like, yes, this works. This sound it's very powerful. So you don't really need to be present with me to receive this kind of medicine. So it's amazing,
Well, as we wrap up and as we look forward to an evening with you in real life, not online, all I can say is thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Huge gratitude for all of that you do.
Thank you.
It is wonderful online, but it's even better in real life.
Yes.
So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
In the show notes, we've added a link to Johnny's Instagram, where he shares details of the sound baths, which are open for you to join at Casa Fuzetta and some other venues across the Algarve.
Our next episode will have very little from us, just the sound bath and Sanne's guided meditation. It's the better part of an hour, so I recommend you save it to enjoy at the end of the day, somewhere quiet, dark, and where you will be undisturbed.
It is a really special experience and definitely worth diving into. But I don't think that's the end of the podcast season for us, is it?
Definitely not. We still have 2 wonderful interviews to come. One with Kate Sass, co-founder of Sass Wellbeing, who joined us for Workation Time this year after hosting a retreat with us last March. And I'm happy to say she and her husband Gino have booked another retreat for late April 2026. And also we'll meet with Anna Enrichs, founder of Golden Web Retreat, a very different retreat venue rooted in nature and a little further east of us near Fuzetta.
As ever, we'd love to know what you think of the series. And we've provided the dedicated email address in the show notes where you can send us any questions. And last but not least, we'd be hugely grateful if you would subscribe to the series and help spread the word, sharing it with family and friends.
Até a próxima!
Até a próxima!